Hi, this is Sleeko Duck, and I'm starting a new series called Tinfoil Tuesdays. I will be discussing the books of George R. Martin and which possible spoilers they reveal about the Winds of Winter and the upcoming sequel series that George would like to call The Long Night. This video contains a lot of potential spoilers about the HBO sequel. Consider yourself warned. I just started reading this book, so cut me a little slack if I turn out to be off about a few things before I finish the book. Most readers and show watchers are familiar with the Ice and Fire series: Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons, as well as the Dunk and Egg trilogy and the supplementary materials about the Targaryens and the world of Ice and Fire. Most people are not too aware that most of Martin's other books are also set in the same world. The link to the interview where he said that is in the description. This includes Martin's first novel, Dying of the Light, which was published in the 1970s. The book deals with a rogue planet whose orbit is temporarily captured by a freakish solar system consisting of 7 sun-like stars orbiting a red supergiant. The planet becomes temporarily habitable and is terraformed and populated with various races from 14 planets, mostly descendants of humans from Earth. It is set thousands of years in the future. The terraformed planet includes a hidden computer network and a cleverly disguised system of solar panels that sound suspiciously like the oily black stone fortresses found throughout Westeros and Essos that date back to the Dawn Age. You soon learn that the planet is starting to exit the mega solar system again, triggering a very long night. Martin has said that the clues to the ending are in the first Ice and Fire novel, A Game of Thrones. What is the first line in the book? "We should start back," Garrett urged, as the woods began to grow dark around them. Maybe this is a hint that something is in a previous book? Now let's revisit the chapter after Bran is thrown from the first tower. Bran looked down and felt his insides turn to water. The ground was rushing up at him now. The whole world was spread out below him, a tapestry of white and brown and green. He could see everything so clearly that for a moment he forgot to be afraid. He could see the whole ground and everyone in it. He lifted his eyes and saw clear across the narrow sea to the free cities and the green Dothraki Sea, and beyond to Vaestethrock, under its mountain, to the fabled lands of the Jade Sea, to Ashai by the shadow, where dragons stirred beneath the sunrise. The world of Ice and Fire has this to say about Ashai: "And so we come, nearly to the end of the world, or at least the end of our knowledge. Easternmost and southernmost of the great cities of the known world, the ancient port of Ashai stands at the end of a long wedge of land, on the point where the Jade Sea meets the Saffron Straits. Its origins are lost in the mists of time. Travelers tell us that the city is built entirely of black stone. Some say as well that the stone of Ashai has a greasy, unpleasant feel to it, that it seems to drink the light. The waters of the ash glisten black beneath the noonday sun and glimmer with a pale green phosphorescence by night. Creepy place." In Dying of the Light, Vickery explains to Dirk about Warlorn's force field. "The red star is a supergiant," Dirk mused, "but up there it seems only a bit larger than Avalon's sun. It must be pretty far away." "That is our doing," Vickery told him, with some pride. Not high Avalon in truth, yet outworld work nonetheless. Tober preserved much of the lost force field technology of the Earth Imperials during the collapse, and the Toberians have added to it in the centuries since then. Without their shield, no festival could have ever been held. At perihelion, the heat of the Hell Crown and Fat Satan would have burned off Warlorn's atmosphere and boiled its sea, but the Toberian shield blocked off that fury and we had a long, bright summer. Now, in like manner, it helps to hold in the heat. Yet it has its limits, as does everything. The cold will come. How is this shield and supercomputer powered? The protagonist, Dirk, and his ex-girlfriend, Gwen, discuss this later in the book. Glowstone, Gwen told him, in answer to his unvoiced question. It absorbs light during the day and gives it back at night. And later, she says, it powers itself from fusion reactors and throws off energy in fireworks no one sees. Later, Dirk and Gwen go for an air scooter ride through a land that sounds an awful lot like a greener, more lush version of Essos, ending up in a damp, sandy place. As he reached and put his arm around her, she pulled away, and he remembered. His hands fell, and the shadows swept across his face. The water was an oily green, and islands of violet fungus dotted the still surface. The only motion was the half-seen stirrings of insects skimming the shallows nearby. The forest was even darker than the city, for the mountains still hid most of Fat Satan's disk. A city by the shadow of a mountain range with phosphorescent green water. Wondered what that is. Most of the dialogue I've read so far takes place in a festival pavilion. When the festival came, Warlord was seated with life forms from 14 worlds with almost no thought as to the interaction. Actually, more than 14 worlds were involved, from Earth to Newhome to Avalon to Wolfheim. The book contains a treasure trove of information about various peoples, mostly, but not all, descendants of Earthlings. One race in particular seems to have had a special relationship with the rogue planet's supercomputer, but that is a topic for another day. There is also a lot of talk about jewels and gemstones, which made me think of the gemstone emperors. Everything seems to point at the world before the first long night, set in old Valyria, and it is definitely not the story you think you know. So check out Dying of the Light and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like what you saw. And if you really like what you saw, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Have a wonderful day.